Just a short 15-minute drive from St. Mark's in the Colony lies the future of entertainment, Cosm. Imagine if the stadium was brought to you. The venue redefines the fan viewing experience. The fully immersive screens offer front row views in a realistic stadium environment, making those who aren't at the game feel like they are. And the interesting thing is that this idea for a state-of-the-art venue actually began here when the company's CFO Steve Winn, class of '64, returned to campus. When Winn was helping plan the construction of the new science building, he was inspired to renovate the school's planetarium.
I began to research planetariums. I went to maybe a dozen around the world, some of the best planetariums in the world. After a while, it occurred to me that planetariums weren't thinking correctly. You sat in a dark room and you looked at the ceiling. I said, well, what would happen if you rotated the dome on its side and you lit it up with LEDs so that you could see it during the day? It doesn't have to be dark. That's what we did here.
The first couple of years for the company weren't easy. It took Winn and his team years to research and develop the technology needed to make Cosm a reality. Luckily for Winn, he found a great partner in Jeb Terry to help oversee the company.
5 years ago, we began to research, would it be possible to broadcast live sporting events at 12K resolution, 120 frames a second, from anywhere in the world with 5 to 10 seconds of latency from the field to the pixel. Jeb was able to put the technical team together to actually make that happen.
After years of crafting and testing ideas, Cosm finally landed its first real gig, the Olympics. This was a make or break moment for the company, as a successful broadcast would prove that the public has interest in the product.
We broadcasted our first live production from Beijing. It was the Olympics, and kind of proved that the idea worked. And without exception, they all looked at this and said, this is a new form of entertainment. It's not like an arena, it's not like a stadium, it's not like a sports bar. There's nothing to describe it. It is the equivalent of being at the event without being at the event. We've now assembled the largest catalog of sports rights in the world. So you can come and watch a European football game. You can then go in and see cricket. You can watch football, the NBA, college sports, which is what we got going now, which is a huge home run. And you'll be seeing more and more and more sporting events shot live from anywhere in the world and broadcast to all of our venues.
The event was a huge success, and afterwards, the biggest sports leagues in the world wanted to be a part of it.
When the NBA came in and saw it and said, we want to be the first league to enter into a business relationship with you, and once they came in, the UFC came in, Dana White visited the Dome. We had to drag him in to see it because he didn't believe it. And he sat down and saw it, and about 3 minutes into it, he jumped out of his chair with a bunch of expletives coming out of his mouth that I can't repeat. And he said, "This is better than real." And so within 2 months, we had a deal with the UFC to start broadcasting.
Today, Cosm has 2 locations, one in LA and the other right here in the Colony, which opened its doors in August of this year. But Winn has bigger plans for expansion, as he hopes to open up new locations across the globe.
Cosm is a network of venues. To be successful, it needs to be worldwide in every major consumer market in the world. We announced our 3rd venue in Atlanta.